Joining us now, Senator Alex Padilla of California. Senator, always grateful for your time. Thanks for being with us today. And you know this, I mean, Republicans have been attacking Vice President Harris over her responsibility for and handling of the humanitarian crisis at the border. Are Democrats, you think, effectively countering these attacks?
Look, I believe we are and will continue to when Vice President Harris becomes President Harris, because she has a long track record of being more thoughtful and strategic when it comes to these issues. Look, the fact of the matter is that the numbers of people coming to the southern border of the United States today are lower than at any point during the Biden-Harris administration and lower than they were at the end of the Trump administration. So Republicans who killed the deal because Trump told them to are trying to run away from that fact and trying to, provide that misinformation, disinformation, chaos, and confusion that they're so good at doing. But here's the other point, Jose. Knowing Vice President Harris the way that I do, I'm so thankful that she has reminded us that as we address the southern border, because we should, we also have to engage our partners in Central and South America, along with Mexico, to do so. And we cannot leave dreamers, farm workers, other essential workers, long-term residents of the United States who happen to be undocumented out of the conversation.
And look, Senator, I know you know the Latino vote is a huge voting bloc, looking to be the biggest minority voting bloc this election. And according to a new poll from BSP Research, which did polling for Joe Biden in 2020, Kamala Harris has a 24-point lead right now with Latino voters. President Biden, however, won Latino voters by 30 points in 2020, according to the exit polls. So what work do you need to do to get more Latino voters to support the Democratic ticket?
Right. So the margin based on polls today is 24, 25 points and growing, right? That's the important factor here. The trend is in absolutely the right direction. One of the reasons I'm so excited about this convention in Chicago this week and for the next 76 days, the rest of the country will get to know the Kamala Harris that I've known, that Californians have known as a fierce fighter for our values, a coalition builder who knows the Latino community, our issues, our needs, and is going to include us in the campaign and in the administration when she wins. So we're talking, yes, about immigration. And by the way, part of that is also her experience as Attorney General in California when she was focusing on, tackling the transnational gangs that were responsible for drug trafficking, responsible for human trafficking. So it's not just sounding tough on crime or cracking down at the border. It's being strategic and thoughtful about where the problems are. And that's the kind of thinking she's going to bring to the White House. But Latinos also care about health care. More healthcare access under the Biden-Harris administration, which she will build on. We care about education for our children, more access and quality education under this administration that she will build on, more economic opportunity. I'm just so hopeful about continuing the progress we've made these last 4 years.
It's interesting because you actually became senator when Vice President Harris was, chosen by Joe Biden, and now, of course, you've been the first Latino representative in the Senate of the state of California. How much does inclusivity matter? And Senator, I'm just thinking, even on the budget, on the border bill, many of you weren't even talked to, spoken to when the negotiations were going on. How important is it that Vice President Harris know the importance of our community?
Yeah, look, Vice President Harris gets it. I've been blessed to know her for more than 20 years, not just as colleagues in public service, but consider her a friend. And yes, representation matters. Under the Biden-Harris administration, you've heard the terms, equity and inclusivity more than any other administration that I can recall. And she's going to continue that. Another, blessing being from California, the most populous state in the nation, the most diverse state in the nation, the biggest economy of any state in the nation. And that economic strength is not in spite of our diversity. It's because of our diversity. So we need to embrace that in our policymaking, in the appointments of judges, for example. I know then Senator Harris sat on the Judiciary Committee. Now I do. And working together, we've appointed the most diverse group of federal judges to the bench than any administration in history. So, representation matters at all levels. And yes, especially in policymaking, when we bring our life experience and perspectives to the deliberations of the Senate. That's why, for example, the COVID relief packages and the infrastructure package are reflective of disadvantaged communities like we haven't seen before in the history of our country.
Just quickly, if you will, Senator, your response to Donald Trump labeling Vice President Harris a communist, calling her Comrade Kamala.
Yeah, look, he's scared of Kamala. That's the bottom line. And he has, can't do anything but thrash in his anger and name call. I mean, this isn't a playground bully we're talking about. His nicknames are the least of it. Look at Project 2025, this would-be dictator and what he would do to our fundamental rights as Americans. That's what's at stake this November. We're going to make history one way or the other. Either, a would-be dictator, convicted felon is going to be elected president. I don't think so. Or we can elect the first woman of color, just an inspiring figure in Kamala Harris to give us hope and opportunity for the future. God bless America.
Senator Alex Padilla, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate